Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to Easy Mathematics. It's been a long time we studied due to some arrangement that came across our preparation towards uploading a video to our fellow subscribers. Today, we want to continue with what we started with, which is polygons. And last time on our previous video, we talked about how to calculate the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Today we want to look at finding the interior angle. Last time we talked about the sum of the interior angles. Today we are coming to look at each interior angle of a regular polygon. Now when we are saying a polygon is a regular polygon, then what they are trying to tell us that regular polygon is having each of the interior angles to be equal. So if I want to calculate each interior angle or the interior angle of a regular polygon, then we are going to divide the sum of the what? Of the interior angle by the number of sides. So what is the sum of interior angles? We were told that sum of interior angles is given as n minus 2 times 180. This is the sum of the interior angle. Because a regular polygon is having each of the interior angles being the same or equal, if I'm to calculate the interior angle of a polygon, it is the sum of the interior angle, which is n minus 2 times 180, all divided by n, where n is the number of what? Sides. Number of sides is for n. So in calculating the interior angle of a regular polygon, bear in mind, a regular polygon is having each of the interior angles to be the same. So if I am calculating for the interior angle, I will divide the sum by the number of what? Sides, which is the n. So let's take the first example. Find the interior angle of a regular polygon with 6 sides. You are calculating the interior angle of that particular polygon having 6 sides. And to do this, we have been told that the interior angle is calculated as the sum of the interior angle, which is n minus 2 times 180, all divided by n. N is the number of sides. So looking at the question, what is the number of sides? We have been given the number of sides as 6 sides. So that regular polygon is having 6 sides. So if I'm to calculate the interior angle, then I'm going to substitute the n with 6. So wherever n is, I will change or replace it with what? With 6. So rewriting this is going to give me the interior angle as 6 minus 2 times 180 all over n, which is still 6. Now I have here as 6 minus 2 as 4 times 180 all over 6. Now to make the work easy for you, cancel out. If you know your division is not all that fit as others, first do your cancellation to get least values, then you multiply. So let's say me, for instance, I'm not good at dividing huge numbers. So I'm going to do cancellation. I'm going to cancel out. So I can say 2 will go into 4 2 times, 2 will go into 6 3 times. Again, we can say 3 will go into 18 6 times. Meaning 3 here 1, 3 into 18, 6. And I just bring the 0, giving me 60. So now I've cancelled out the 4, remaining 2. I've cancelled out the 80, remaining 60. 180 remaining 60. And I've cancelled out the 6, having 1. So I am going to do my multiplication as 2 times 60 will give me 100 and what? 20 degrees. Then over 1 being the same. So therefore, the interior angle of the regular polygon is 120 degrees. Remember that this 180 is degrees, degrees, degrees. Don't forget in terms of units. So the interior angle of this polygon with 6 sides is 120 degrees. Good. Now let's look at the next example. We have to find the interior angle of a regular polygon with 8 sides. This time the sides have been given as 8. But what are we finding? We are calculating for the interior angle. And we know that the interior angle of a regular polygon is giving us the sum of the interior angle divided by the number of sides. So we have to get or know the number of sides from the question. And if you are calculating interior angle, the question will give you the number of what? Sides. So with this question, the number of sides have been given as 8 sides. So do your substitution. What is n? The number of sides, which is 8. So in place of n, I am going to write 8 minus 2 times 180 degrees. All divided by n, which is 8. Solve the one in the bracket first by taking 2 from 8, giving you 6 times 180 degrees divided by 8. Just as we did here. You can choose to multiply and divide by 8. But if your calculations in terms of counseling is not good or simplifying is not good, just like mine, I'll first do my cancellations, then I'll multiply. If you multiply 6 times 180 degrees, you will get something huge, where you might not be able to divide the 8 by your answer. So the best thing we can do is to what? Cancel out. So looking at the system or the work solution carefully, we can say 2 will go into 6 3 times. 2 will go into 8 4 times. Again, let's use 2 and 180. 2 will go into 4 2 times. 2 will go into 180 90 degrees times. 2 will go into itself 1, and 2 will go into 90 45. So now what do I have? I have this one being cancelled to 3. Then 180 being cancelled to 45 degrees. So what is 3 times 45? You will notice that the denominator here have been cancelled, giving you 1. And every whole number is over 1. So we don't need the 1 at this stage. So we now have 3 times 45. If you multiply 3 times 45, we are going to get 135 degrees. So therefore, the interior angle of this polygon, having 8 sides, is 135 degrees. So each of the interior angles of that polygon is 135. Because we were told that for a regular polygon, it means the interior angles are equal or they are the same. So if one is 135 degrees, then all the interior angles are also what? 35 degrees. 135 degrees. Sorry. Now, being able to find or calculate for the interior angles. There could be a question where they will give us the interior angles and we will be asked to calculate for the number of sides. That is the opposite of what we've done. They will give you the angle, which is the interior angle, and ask you to find the number of sides. How can we therefore solve such question? Let's see a similar one or a question based on such question. We have the third one to be the interior angle of a regular polygon is 108 degrees. Find the number of sides of the polygon. So the question is saying that the interior angle of a particular regular polygon is 108 degrees. The interior angle is 108 degrees. So you are to calculate for the number of sides. Let's see how we are going to do that. Looking at the question carefully, it is asking a question based on the number of sides using the interior angle of a regular polygon. So we are going to say that the interior angle, which has been given in the question, is calculated as n minus 2 times 180 degrees, all divided by n. This is the formula in calculating for the number of for the interior angle. So if I'm finding the interior angle of the polygon is this. But with the question, they've given you the interior angle. So we are going to equate the interior angle that has been given in the question to this formula. And what is the interior angle? 108 degrees, which is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees all over n. So now our interest is going to be making n the subject to be able to solve for n and determine the number of sides. So with this, what do? You can see that this side of the equation is a fraction having a denominator. So multiply both sides with the LCM, and the LCM remains the same n. So we are going to multiply this by n and multiply this also by n. So this n here will cancel out this n, and we have n times 108. Multiplying this is going to give you 108n, which is equal to bracket of n minus 2 times 180 degrees. We have to clear the bracket. During equation, we were told that anytime you have a bracket, clear the bracket. And with this, it means this is multiplying this, and the same 180 is multiplying this. So in writing this, the left hand side is 108 degrees n is equal to, when this multiplies this, you are going to get 180 n minus this multiplying this will give you 360 degrees. We've just cleared the fractional part and we had this. So at this stage, we have to also clear the bracket. So the 180 will multiply each of the elements in the bracket. So 180 times n will give you 180n. 180 times 2 will give you 360. Then with here, what do? You have n on the left side. You also have n on the right side. What do? We group like terms. So all the numbers with the n should be on one side, and those without n should be at the other side. So I want this 180 to join this value here. So this is going to give me 108 degrees n minus 180 degrees n is equal to negative 360 degrees. Remember that it is 180 that moved to the other side. And the side in front of the 180 is positive. So once it moves, it changes to negative. So what do? You have 108 minus 180 degrees. If you do your subtraction, you are going to get 72 degrees N. So we have 72 degrees N, which is equal to negative 360. If you subtract 180 from 108, removing the huge from the smaller number gives you a negative answer. So this is going to be 108 minus 180 gives you negative 72 degrees N. Then what do I want? I want N. So divide both sides by what we don't need. What don't we need? We don't need negative 72. We want N. So in so doing, we are going to say the negative 2 degrees N, which is equal to the negative 360, divided by negative 72, divide by negative 72, negative cancels negative, 72 will cancel 72. Now I have N is equal to, negative will cancel out negative. Then we do the calculation here using 2. 2 here 36. 2 here 36. 2 here 180. Again 2. 2 here 18. 2 here 90. Sorry. Again 2 will go into this value 9 times. 2 will go into 90 45 times. 9 here 1. 9 into 45 5. So now in cancelling, we were able to get 5 over 1, which is the same as 5. So if N, which is the number of sides, is 5, then it simply means the number of sides, which the question says, find the number of sides of the polygon, is 5. So we say, therefore, the number of sides is what? Is 5 sides. Or the polygon, therefore the polygon has 5 sides. So anytime we are calculating the number of sides, given the interior angle, we have to be very careful. Let's take the last one and end the topic on interior angles. The fourth one is saying that if the interior angle of a regular polygon is 120 degrees, how many sides does it have? If the interior polygon, if the interior angle of a regular polygon is 120, how many sides does it have? What is the interior angle? From the question, it has been given to us as 120. And we are going to calculate for the number of sides. But we all know that the interior angle is calculated as N minus 2 times 180 all over N. This is how we calculate for the interior angle. They have not given me the sides. I am to solve for it. But they've given me the interior angle. And the question is telling you that the interior angle is 120. So equate the 120 that has been given to you in the question to the formula, which is N minus 2 times 180, all divided by N. With this, we have been taught substitution and change of subject. So we have to make N the subject here. So how? Since the left side is a fraction, multiply both sides of the equation with the LCM. The LCM remains N. So if you multiply both sides with the LCM, it's going to be n times 120 degrees, which is equal to n times n minus 2 times 180 all over n. So this n will take away this n. Now I have n times 120 degrees as 120 degrees n, which is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Now, having this as your equation, you can see that the equation is containing brackets. So after clearing the fraction, we have to also clear the brackets. And the brackets, this value being the A, has to multiply each of the elements in the bracket. So 180 will multiply n, and the same 180 will multiply 2, which is going to result as 120n is equal to, this times this will give us 180 degrees n minus 2 times 180 as 360 degrees n. 360 degrees, sorry, we don't have any n. 2 times 180 is 360, sorry. Now from here, we come to the next stage where we need or we have to group like terms. All those without the variable n at one side, those with the variable at the other side. So with this, I would love to bring the 360 to this side and carry the 120 to the other side. Now the sign in front of the 360 is negative. So once the negative cross the almighty equal to sign, it changes to positive, which becomes 360 degrees is equal to 180 degrees n. The sign here did not change. The 180 sign did not change because the 180 did not move. It is at where it was before this one moving. So since the 180 didn't move, we are not going to change the sign in front of the what? 180. But the 120 must move. The 120 will move. And the sign in front of the 120 is positive. Once it crosses the equal to sign, it becomes negative 120 degrees n. Then you will notice that we have all the elements, the coefficients of n at one side, and those without n at the other side. So I'm going to get 360 degrees as 180 degrees n minus 120 degrees n. Or you take off the n and ask yourself, what is 180 minus 120? That is going to give you 60 degrees n. What do we need? We need n. So the number close to the n, we divide both sides by that number, which is what? 60. So divide 360 degrees by 60 degrees and divide this 60 degrees n by 60 degrees. So with this, we can say 360 degrees will cancel out 360 degrees. When you come here, degrees will cancel degrees. 0 will cancel out 0. We have 6 as the denominator and 36 as the numerator. So we can say 6 here 1, 6 into 36, 6 times. So we have 6 over 1 as our answer here. So 6 over 1, which is equal to 60, 60. We've cancelled out. We are left with n. Every whole number is over 1. So this is 6 is equal to n, which we can say n is equal to 6. And n is the number of sides. And what did the question ask? How many sides does it have? So therefore, it has 6 sides. And we'll be able to calculate the number of sides given the interior angles. As easy as A, B, C, D, where easy mathematics will give it to you for you to understand. Thank you for staying tuned. God bless you. Please, as you've watched, if it is your first time, hit the subscription button for you to be notified anytime a video is being dropped or uploaded. When we meet again, we'll look at the exterior angles. Then, God willing, next week, we'll look at the BCE 2022, the solutions and what students were expected to do during that time. Thank you and God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. If you don't understand anything, you comment, then we attend to you. God bless you. This is Easy Mathematics. Bye bye.